Hi, welcome to another lecture with me. My name is Kiavash Bahraini, and in this lecture I'm going to show you how to write on a very simple Python application in Visual Studio Code on macOS and connect it to MySQL. So let's get started. We are now in VSCode on macOS. In the left side we have several icons. So Explorer is one of them, so you can open a folder here and clone a repository using this Explorer. There is another icon, Search, so you can search and replace specific text if you would like to. And then we have source control, so if by any chance you would like to clone your repository and do like source control, you can use this one and use like git source control in order to do so. We also have run and debug here in the left side. And the fifth one is extensions. So if you want to develop a Python application on macOS using VS Code, we should go to extensions and then we should search for Python extension. So I search Python and press enter. I think the best one that we can choose to install for Python is this one. So this is the best Python extension pack. So I'm gonna click on this to show you what other what other extensions are available in this pack. So we have Python of Microsoft, and then IntelliCode of Microsoft, Django, and Python indent, AutoDocString, Jinja, and also Python Environment Manager. So all of these extensions are available in this pack. So let's install this pack. Okay, so I have successfully installed this pack. Now we can go back to, let's say, Explorer, and let's close this window. We can go back to Explorer and try to create a new Python file to connect to a database. But before that, even before connect or write on any Python application to connect to a database, we need to install a driver for this. So in that case, we are gonna go on top of the VS Code. There is a terminal menu here. I click on terminal and then new terminal. And here in terminal, new terminal, I'm gonna type pip3 and then install and then MySQL, because we would like to connect to MySQL. So MySQL dash connector and dash Python. So this is something that we are gonna install because we need this driver to connect our Python application to our MySQL database management system. Let's press enter. All right, what does it say? It says that installing completed, successfully installed. This line shows me that this mysql-connector-python 9.2.0 has been successfully installed, but it also provides us a warning. It says that you are using pip version 21.2.4, however version 25, something like that, is available. You should consider upgrading via this command. So let's upgrade this. So let's copy this Python 3 command, Python 3 -m pip install --upgrade pip. Let's run it. All right, now it seems that this version has been successfully updated. Right now I don't see any warnings anymore. This means that we have the latest version of pip, and we have also the driver that is required to connect your Python application to MySQL database on a macOS machine. So let's close this window. Now it's time to create a Python file. So we can click here on new file, or we can go to the file menu and then click on new file, and then here we have Python file Python. So let's click on Python file Python. Then this is a Python file that we can use and we can connect. I have already implemented a Python application, so the source code is ready. I'm just gonna copy the source code and paste it here for you. Now that I have copied the source code that I have implemented, you see here this is the source code, but I haven't saved this Python file yet, so it's good to save it firstly. So I'm gonna to the file menu and press on save here, so and then I call it Python database 2.py. so this is like Python database 2 is the name of the Python file, and .py is the extension of the Python file. I'm gonna store it into my I'm gonna save it into my downloads folder, and let's click on save. So now I have created this Python file. Before I explain anything to you, so let's give it a try to connect. So in order to make sure if it works or not, we can click here, we can click on this button to run Python file. Yeah, there we go. It works very well. So we try to connect to the Sakila database, and these are all the like actor ID, first name, and last update. All the data are available here. The last row is the 200 Torah temple. So in order to make sure that everything is correct, let me go back to MySQL workbench. This is select a statement, so select star from sakila.actor. Let's run this one. So these are all the records and columns. If I scroll down, the last record is 200 Torah temple. Now let me go back to the source code and explain a little bit here for you to see what is really going on here. So you want to connect your Python application to any database management system, you need to import a connector. In this case, because we would like to connect to MySQL, so we say import mysql.connector. So this will allow you to connect to MySQL database management system, and also from mysql.connector we would like to import error. Error is used in order to handle or catch the exception. Then I have written a function that is called connect. So def connect is the name of the function, and this is the definition of the function. So connect to MySQL database, and then inside the try block, because the codes that you can see here, this code is like error prone, so we have to put it inside a try block. So then if anything happens, the except using error will catch the error message and try to show us the specific error message related to that, like database connection or syntax error or anything that it is. So we need to create our connection. In that case, we say connection is equal to mysql.connector.connect, and inside the connect method or function we have host, which is localhost in this case. The database name is Sakila because we would like to connect to the Sakila database. My username is root and my password is root123 semicolon. And we will check connection is connected. We would like to make sure that if the connection has been successfully established, so then we use this if condition. So then we say connection.getServerInfo. This will return. So let me just show you here what is really going on here. Connected to MySQL server version 9.2.0. So this is like get server info. This one will return the information about the MySQL server and its version. So then we can store it into db_info variable, and then print out that connected to MySQL server version, and then this is the version info. Once we establish our connection, we should create our cursor. Just to give you the meaning of the cursor, I have already found out a source, an interesting web page for you that explain the meaning of the cursor for you. What is a cursor? A cursor is a structure that allows us to traverse a result set. If this table is our result set, this is the pointer. Look, this is the pointer that points to each record, and this is called a cursor. when you have a result set loaded into a cursor, you can usually go forward and backward. So using this cursor, you can, you can try to traverse forward and backward in your result set. So this is about the cursor. So you first create your connection and then create your cursor, store it inside the cursor a variable, and then you need to execute the cursor using a select statement, or for example, in that case, select database. Select database means that we would like to return the name of the database here. So cursor.execute select database, it will return the name of the database. Look here at the bottom of this in the terminal, you see you are connected to database, and then this is the name of the database. So using this cursor, because our result set only will return one value, which is Sakila, therefore we can print out the name of the the name of the database here. So we just use cursor.fetch1 because there is only one value, which is the Sakila database. So we say cursor.fetch1, it will return that, and we will store it into a record, and then we try to print it using this line. And if we go a little bit further, we can execute a select statement to retrieve data from sakila.actor table. So in that case, we can say cursor.execute and then another select statement. So we can write down this select statement: select actor ID, first name, last update from sakila.actor. And then we say cursor.fetch all, because in that case we have like almost 200 records to show. Therefore we use like fetch all to retrieve all the data, not just first one, to retrieve only one value. So in that case we return cursor.fetch all. It will return all the values into the rows, and then we have for loop. So for row, in rows we try to print out the values of the each column. So we have row 0 for actor ID, row 1 for first name, row 2 for last name, row 3 for last update, and this this for loop is going to continue and continue and continue until it reaches to the next value for the last underline update column. If anything happens in between, so except error will catch it, and then we can print out what is really going on there. So in order to test it, let's change select to select one, for example, to see what happens. So I change select to select one and then run it, and then let's see what happens. It says that error while connecting to MySQL 1064. You have an error in your SQL syntax. So this means that there is a SQL syntax error. So then it shows the error, it shows the line that includes the error message. So we can understand that there is like a syntax here, for example, in this line. Or if we use like actor underline ID, so if I run it again, it says that error while connecting to MySQL unknown colon actor underline ID1. We don't have this colon ID, therefore it returns this error message to you. So all of these things are can be, these are good for troubleshooting. So you can troubleshoot your application. So using like this except and error, and then inside the finally block, that's possible to use connection that is connected. You check if the connection is established, then you try to firstly close the cursor and then try to close the connection, and then print out that my SQL connection is closed. So when you run this application, at the end of the at the end you see that my SQL connection is closed. Don't forget to close your cursor, don't forget to close your connection. And then we have the definition of the main method, and inside the main method we call the connect function. So that's all about this, and let's run it again. Yeah, everything is good. And then also here we can also change a little bit our query to retrieve some other data. For example, here we have select actor ID, first name, last update from secular.actor. But then in that case, we can say where, for example, actor underline ID is equal to 200. So then in that case, it should return only the information about the only actor ID 200. So see you next time. Bye bye.